collection that are from the Sweet 16, and I don't have Hot Wheels that are pristine from that era. Probably maybe the one that I have, the nicest one, is this right here. It's obviously, this is the Corvette, and that's in really good condition, and it's part of that group, but it's not part of that first year necessarily. Oh, actually, excuse me, it is part of the first year, 1967. And my whole point was essentially, most of these are in played with condition, and the ones that are in condition that are kind of meant for collectors, those ones are often, haven't been played with. They've been sitting on a shelf, been sitting in somebody's garage, sitting in somebody's closet, grandma held on to them or whatever. But these are some cars from that first section, the Sweet 16 era. And so all the cars out here are from 1967 as far as the patent goes. And then they're released in 1968. And so right here we have the Corvette, we have a Barracuda, kind of just showing you some of the variations that they did, and I'll show you that in a little bit. And then right here we have the Camaro. And the Camaro, you can see kind of on the bottom of each of these information that's kind of important as collectors, to take note of. First of all, right here, it's got the name of the car, Custom Camaro, 1967 Mattel, and sometimes people pick it up and see the year on and say, well, that's the year of release. No, generally speaking, the year on here is the year that it was patented. And then it can be produced many years later, and then sometimes they updated the dates on them for new releases later. So, like, for example, excuse me, in some of the cars that come along later, in Hot Wheels, these are cars that are part of a series that happened in the 90s, but a lot of them are released in the 80s, and then they're just repurposed. So they have different years on the base. That's the year of the patent, but then the stylizing is how you know what year it's from. So these are all Sweet 16 Hot Wheels in played with condition. Again, the Corvette right here is probably the one that's in the least played with condition. It probably spent the most time on a shelf versus, in the toy box or anything. This right here is the Camaro, Custom Camaro. And looking at the bottom, you can see information, specifically where it's made. And the primary spots would be United States. Hey, thanks for the thumbs up there. I appreciate it. Or a lot of people look for these with the stamp on the bottom, Hong Kong. And actually see this base here, how these got these kind of these 4 blocks in here. That's kind of a giveaway that this is not made in the USA. It's Hong Kong. So anyways, that's the Custom Camaro. It's blue, black top. It's kind of a charcoal interior. You can see the steering wheel. You lift the hood, you can see the engine in there and all the detail. This one has pretty good suspension still on there, and sometimes you can tweak that suspension a little bit, but that's in pretty good shape. Hey, yeah, thanks a lot, bro. It does look good. These are all in, as I mentioned before, these are all played with condition. But this is, all the cars I'm showing today are from the Sweet 16. They all have the 1967 stamp on the bottom, and they are from that first year that Hot Wheels made it out. So that's the Custom Camaro right there, and you can see the detail of the exhaust that comes out the side. You can actually see it even when you flip the car completely over, but then underneath it you can see the design. Where did you get them? Most of mine come like from people putting things up for sale, like on Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace. And to say most, that's probably an understatement. I can't think of anything that I've picked up in recent days that wasn't from Marketplace. So anyways, thanks for the thumbs up there. Appreciate that. Here's a different car. This one, and these are Sweet 16. This is the Barracuda, and you see it right there. There are 3 of them out here, and part of the reason that I'm showing this here is to point out kind of the differences in the Barracuda styling. So this one, purple, and it's kind of tan interior. And this one's blue. It's got the racing stripes that were on there, and then that's kind of a charcoal interior there. But you know, you lift the hood and you can see everything that's in there. And then underneath, you look in there and just kind of point out something that's different here. You see the underneath, these are the same year. And you see kind of these 4 blocks underneath the Camaro. That's kind of a sign that, hey, those are from Hong Kong. And then this one up here, it's kind of a little cleaner look, and that's from the United States. But that's the custom Barracuda. And then back here, we have the custom Cougar, and it's 1967, and it's got some of the similarities to underneath the Camaro. If you put this and the Camaro side by side, you can see some of the work that was done. Very, very similar body style as far as undercarriage goes with the pipes. Obviously slightly different shape, but similar concept. So anyways, again, that's the custom Camaro. This is the Cougar, and this is from Hong Kong, 1967. Again, 1967 represents patent. And then this would have been released in 1968. And that's a real, just look at the profile of that. That car is pretty clean. You know, you look to the top and it's got dings and things that have happened along the way from play and wear and time. But the body's really straight, it's in good condition, and it really looks like a charcoal interior. But that's the Cougar. And then again, these are from the Sweet 16. These are the custom Barracuda, and I love just the difference in them. You have a blue, you have a purple, racing stripes, no racing stripes, solid hood, and then a black hood. And then you put them side by side and you see, okay, are they USA or are they Hong Kong? And you look underneath there, and these are both going to be from the USA. Often they have kind of larger holes, boxy holes underneath them in Hong Kong, the ones that are made there. But and then on this Barracuda, the purple, you have this light color interior, and then on the blue one, you have this darker charcoal color interior. Hey, yeah, thanks for the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Feel free to follow along. I do updates pretty regularly of things that are in my collection. So these are all cars from the Sweet 16, and this group here today is the Corvette, and this is probably the nicest one that I have in the collection. And I really enjoy it. It's probably been played with the least. I feel like anything that's wrong with it is happened just because of time. You can kind of see on the fender there some just essentially just the paint wasn't perfect on there, and that goes away in time, and that happens often pretty easily on some of the Hong Kong models. But that's those. So you got the Cougar, the Camaro, couple Barracudas, and then right there you have the Corvette. And I really like this era where they have these parts that actually function. So we got a hood that opens on the Corvette. It opens from back to front, and then on the Barracuda, it opens front, and then you can actually kind of see this little arrow or this triangle shape right in the front of that, where that closes right down into the space right there. Again, that one opens to the front, that opens front to back, and then also the Camaro. And I think for me, the Camaro engine looks really cool, and then I really like the engine on the Corvette. Those two engines look really, really cool to me. But anyways, that's some of the cars from the Sweet 16 that are in my collection, and I like just, you know, looking at those each day, different cars, then just, you know, showing them, letting people see. And then I really like this era from the 90s, which is these are revealers that Hot Wheels put out in 1993. They're really mainline cars, but they're not mainline artwork on them. It's specialized artwork, specialized wheels, and all of that. Are those the oldest ones? In the middle, yep. These are the original ones right here in the middle. These are all from the Sweet 16. I have others from the Sweet 16 as well, but just a few that I pulled out today to share. And yeah, so they patented in 1967, all those then released in 1968. Some of them made in the USA, other ones made in Hong Kong. And you can kind of look at the bottom of them. The solid bottom is a sign that that's USA. And then you see this bottom that's broken up right there. That's a sign of Hong Kong. And they're not all identical. Hong Kong has variations. The USA has variations, but that's a little bit about it. Anyways, I love those. Just wanted to take some time to show you some of the cars that are in my collection. Again, my favorites often. I love the Sweet 16. I love the older ones. But this era in the 90s, specifically this revealer era, I'll talk about those like all the time because I enjoy them so much. They were mainline cars that they re-released with really cool variations on them that you can't find in the mainline. And so anyways, thanks for joining me today and hanging out. Have a great one. God bless you all.